Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Nadina Khalla. I am an ecological engineer and I work at the intersection of people, nature and technology. And I'm so excited that today we are in Victoria Park in the city of Hamilton installing Canada's first talking tree as part of a project, If Trees Could Talk, in partnership with the city of Hamilton and Soil Mania, a soil sensor company in the Netherlands, where we're bringing together this trifecta of nature, people, and technology through sensors. We are installing a soil life sensor that gives us an idea of the health of the soil, as well as a dendrometer, which gives us the idea of the growth of the tree, as well as something called a flora pulse. And all of these sensors together give us a great data source on how this tree is doing. And our hope with the project is to communicate that through social media. So really meeting people where they are on social media and sharing with them the story of this tree and another tree in Hamilton, sharing the plights of urban trees, and hopefully doing a lot of education around the importance of our urban forest.
Hi, my name is Katie Main. I'm Senior Project Manager with the City of Hamilton's Forestry and Horticulture team. By collecting this data, generating a database of tree health and environmental information, we're hoping to engage the community by giving trees the ability to talk through social media posts, talking about the environmental conditions that they're living in and how this impacts their health. We have 2 trees that are receiving sensors, so we're hoping to create a dialogue between the 2 trees and also help us make informed decisions about urban forestry practices related to the environmental conditions and climate change.
There is a whole number of different ways that sensors can help us understand what's going on in the urban forest. A really simple one is moisture. We can use this both to kind of follow up with contractors that might be going out to watering trees, but it can also give us really valuable information when trees do not need to be watered. There's also something called electrical conductivity, which our soils can measure, which is the amount of salinity in the soil, which can be a really useful metric to see how much road salt is really affecting the substrate in which the tree grows in. The wonderful thing about measuring electrical conductivity or salinity is when we see that in the soil, we can actually go in with an intervention to make sure we can heal that soil before that salt damage starts affecting the tree. Because often once salt affects the tree, you're too late.
Hi, my name's Dr. Andy Hirons and I'm over here from the UK. For example, moisture. I'm really fortunate because I get to split my time between educating people about arboriculture and urban forestry. And this is one of the fun things I've been able to do through research collaborations. It's always fun to install sensors in and around trees because you get this amazing insight as to what the tree is experiencing. One of my favorites is the dendrometer. It's telling us about the growth of the tree, and that really is the expression, if you like, of how the tree's performing. Times actually we also see trees shrink. They can shrink on a daily cycle, and that's particularly when they're struggling for water. If that's prolonged over time, at that point you know they're in quite serious trouble. So this dendrometer is able to integrate the whole tree's experience in a way through a single metric, and that's why I think it's useful. And if I had to pick one favourite, that would be the one I went for.
So many of our urban trees are kind of just seen as green furniture. We see them as these solitary beings, very slow growing, and let's be honest, so many of us simply don't see them anymore. With sensors, we try to make a lot of the invisible visible by using sensors that are providing us with data directly about both the health of the tree and, very importantly, the health of the soil in which that tree stands. We can start to communicate this data in a way that makes it really accessible to the general public, so that we can really start to share the importance of the urban forest.
Really, we just like telling stories about trees, but telling stories that are informed by data. And so these expressions that we're going to be devising, that the tree will tweet or release via our website, will be informed from the data that we're collecting around the soil.
These are all ways that technology can facilitate really wonderful storytelling about our urban forest, and that is exactly what we need right now.